Good morning everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the NGS economy because I put out a poll a couple days ago asking you guys how much N meseta do you guys have, and the result was pretty shocking and eye-opening for me personally, and so I'm going to be sharing the data with you guys. But before we jump into the video, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the first thing I want to show off is of course the numbers over here. So I did put this poll 3 days ago and we have 3,100 votes, and you can see the majority of players, a whopping 61% of the players, have less than 5 million meseta. I originally thought that most people would be in the 6 to 10 million range because that's just how I felt by looking at the market prices. Most rare and sought out items were going for around 9 to 10 million, and because a lot of high-end items were selling at 10 million, I just kind of assumed that most people were probably hovering around that range between the 6 to 10 million range, but I was proven very wrong. As you can see, out of the 3,100 votes, 60% of these players actually have less than 5 million meseta. So now that we have this small sample size, something that boggles my mind is, well, people are broke, clearly. Like, a lot of people have less than 5 million meseta, and how on earth are all of these prices still going for so much money? And I immediately thought of the meme where like you'd create a circle of people and everyone would pass like a can of tuna, but every time you passed it to the next person, they would have to pay you more money. So for example, maybe this can of tuna was like 50 cents. I sell it to Spook for $1. He buys it for $1, he sells it to the next person for $2, and then that person sells it to the next person, and it goes in a full circle and it comes back to me, and I'm buying this can of tuna for $20, and I sell it to Spook for $25, and it's just this huge circle jerk where we're selling the items more and more expensive, but it's not actually being sold for proper use. It's just kind of being sold to increase its value. And I feel like to some extent that is happening in NGS. Of course, you got the scalpers and people who are trying to sell at scammer prices. That's always been a thing in MMOs with an open market. However, I want to focus on NGS specifically. So over here is my ship 4 character. As you can see, I went from 40 million down to 23 million, which means I spent 17 million on cosmetic items. So what did 17 million actually get me? It only got me 2 items. The hairstyle was 10 million, which is actually a steal at the moment since this hairstyle is going for like 18 million on ship 2 or something. It's like ballistic. I have no idea what people are thinking, and so getting it for 10 million at the time was a good deal. But how much would I realistically normally pay for this hairstyle? Probably 6 to 8 million, somewhere in that range would be my comfort zone. 10 million is definitely my price ceiling. If it goes any more than 10 million, I would definitely not buy it. But that's for me personally. Remember that video where I told you guys I made 40 million by farming? Well, it took me 6 months to do that. And this hairstyle by itself cost 10 million. So essentially this hairstyle alone was 2 months worth of farming. Now, of course, you know, I wasn't farming like crazy. I was pretty much just doing like my weeklies and just my dailies, and I wasn't playing like super crazy hardcore, but nevertheless it was still 2 months worth of time to get a single hairstyle, which is asking for a lot. But what else did I also get? What was the second item? And that is the katana camo that you're seeing over here, and that was it. 17 million down the drain just for 2 cosmetic items. So I definitely think that the player market and the player base are definitely out of sync. Now, I know for a fact that there are people who make a lot of their money by just flipping items off the marketplace, and you know what? Fair game, that's perfectly fine. But the thing is, I don't think it's really healthy for the game to have such a huge disparity between how much money an average player can make versus the prices of specific items. I do think that there should be some sort of middle ground so that people can still get the cosmetic items that they want without farming indefinitely. But then again, you know, you could have the counter argument that Sega's probably encouraging you to swipe anyway, and if you were to swipe, well, then money is really easy to make. So that would be the devil's advocate view. But as a free-to-play player, life is very tough. Like, asking people to wait 2 months to get a single hairstyle, you're asking for a lot, because I understand that a lot of players aren't like me. I'm super patient, you know? If you tell me that I can't update my fashion for 6 months or whatever, and I need to farm and do all that, I'm like, sure, no big deal. But I know for a fact that the majority of the player base actually like to change their fashion. You know, they have 3, 4, 5 different sets of outfits, which they change for whatever occasion. And so for those players, well, these market prices are absolutely insane because it's not sustainable for those players. And so hopefully we can find a middle ground. I don't really know what the middle ground is going to be. I do understand that Sega is pushing more like account bound stuff. You know, we've got the SG Scratch, which is very, very nice. We got the Mission Pass, which is also super nice. But do we need more account bound cosmetic items? Let me know in the comment section below. While you're in the comment section below, let me know, do you have any ideas or any suggestions that could also resolve this issue of this price disparity and people not being able to buy what they want? What suggestions do you guys have? Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it interesting. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.